we do have Treyten Lapcevich, all back from the double date just yesterday. Not a bad weekend for you there, kiddo. Come away with 2 top tens.
Yeah, first of all, Joe, I want to apologize. We drove overnight from North Carolina, and I was sitting in a chair downstairs watching the Cup race, and all of a sudden I found myself passed out unexpectedly there for a few hours.
It happens to me. I picked Sue up at 11 o'clock, right? And I'm sitting there. I see 10:30. I'm awake. And the next thing, I hear my cell phone ringing. I had nodded off, and Sue's going, "Hey, you going to pick me up or what?" So it happens. It happens, especially when you drive all night. You had 2 good finishes there. First in the Pro Late Model, come away with the top 5 finish. Take us back through that one first.
Yeah, the Pro Late, we had a really good car. I was kind of just saving there at the start. I found myself a good little gap, kind of still just riding at the back of the top 10, and found like it was a good opportunity to save some right rear tire. Honestly, the race was a lot cleaner than I was expecting. I was thinking that there was going to be a little more beating and banging at the front of the field there, and then never really got it. So started to make a charge to the front. Those last couple restarts, had one bad restart on the top, but the rest of them we did pretty good on the bottom there, and was able to get up to 4th. The car fired off really well, just got a little bit free on the long run, about 10 to 15 laps in the run. So I think we were probably just, one small adjustment off from being right there, but still was able to bring home a good top 5 for that low country group, and really, really thankful for the opportunity to drive for them.
Very, very sensitive speedway, right? You got to be in the right place, and it kind of looked, I didn't see the Pro Late Model race at all. Totally missed it, but I did catch your late model stock race, and even in that race, very, very line sensitive.
Yeah, and the track's very abrasive too. So we were having trouble just burning off the right rear tire, especially in late model stock car. That we were so loose there that it made it really tough to not only come from the back but also try and conserve right rear at the same time. But yeah, and it made it even more difficult this weekend because we had all the weepers on the track and the water spots down around the aprons. So you would grab those, and it would kind of knock you all sideways as well. And so I had to be really particular where you run on the track, and the car really had to be really perfect to be able to hit that line exactly.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I thought for sure the other division of CarsTour was a super late model. I didn't know it was a pro late model until today when I was looking at and I went, pro late model? I thought it was super. Is that new this year?
Well, so actually, yeah, they have had the prolates for I think 2 years now, but you are right. It did used to be super late models and late model stocks. Super lates I think actually used to be more the premier division of the CarsTour, and then late model stocks was kind of like sort of its own thing. Now they've replaced the supers with the prolates and kind of made the late model stocks the premier division now.
So,
but yeah. Very similar cars to the APC series now with the prolates.
That's what I was just going to ask. How close is that pro late model to the APC pro late model and ones we see up here in Ontario?
Yeah, so it's obviously the chassis and all that identical. There is just little rule changes that are a bit different from the States to Canada. So in the States, you can run some better shocks, better transmission. The motor rules are a little bit different, but for the most part it can all kind of go back and forth. We've ran the same car in the US and Canada and the APC series before. Just it's a little bit of work to do for sure, but it can definitely be done.
Well, that's cool to know, and there'll be a lot of pro late model guys, I would think, take note to that, and it opens the door to at least an opportunity to go race if the opportunity comes around and the scheduling and all that. It's kind of cool if that can work out, especially if you got a pro late model to start with. You're not trying to go up against super late models. It's pro late model, gun to gun instead of knife to gun, right? The late model stock show, you were back behind the wheel of that iconic 77, and that race I did catch. And Treyten, same driver, same car, and you were coming.
Yeah, it was a tough one. We very thankful to have Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship on board. You know, uh, BKFC, Chad, Bryan, all of us, we were able to put it together really late. It was about Wednesday night that we, got it all done and knew we were going to race this weekend, and so it took Wednesday and Thursday to kind of get the car prepared before getting to the track for Friday practice. And then, of course, Friday practice gets rained out.
Yeah.
So it was kind of that lack of practice and lack of testing. Those guys, they test so much. I'm sure there was a lot of other teams that tested 2 to 3 times before the race weekend, which, I'm not going to say we won't be that prepared for the next races, because that's just what you got to do. But definitely caught up to us only having the hour of practice. We made big gains in the hour. We just really needed, I would say an hour more to get the car where it needed to be. But yeah, we were able to march forward early in the race, get some good track position. Had a couple bad restarts on the outside. You would really think that, it's so tempting with the choose cone. You can gain 3 to 4 rows on the outside, and
Right.
you want to take it. It seems like you feel like you'd be able to get lucky enough to get down at some point, and just got really unlucky. A couple restarts in a row set us back to, almost 20th there with 20 laps to go or so, and was able to march back through. But no, just really thankful we're able to put that opportunity together, salvage a top 10 out of it, and now we got some time to kind of sit back and breathe, and make sure everything's prepared for Wake County in about a month.
Well, it's cool. I've seen you do the outside start where many guys didn't want to be out there. And Treyten Lapcevich, I've seen you make that pay dividends and gain ground. I've even seen you take the lead of a race where no one wanted that outside. And Treyten Lapcevich said, I'll take it. No, away you go. I've seen you pay dividends with that. Are you going to be running more of the Cars Tour? Is this a new development that I'm not aware of until right now?
Yeah, well, we're running the full season again, so I know we weren't. It wasn't super clear in the post, and I know it's kind of all got to do with everything happening so quick. So, like I said, we're really ecstatic to have Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship on board, and Aviram as well, just making this possible. So, yeah, I mean, we're hoping to get through Southern National as best as we could.
Yeah.
Getting through with the top 10 is it's going into the weekend, you always want a little bit more, but seeing kind of how it turned out, sometimes you just got to be happy with the top 10 and go on from there. So like I said, we got about a month off now for Wake County, and it gives us time to kind of step back, and we'll be able to test and just make sure everything's 100% before the next one.
So with that being the case, when we see the late model stocks and the pro late models on the same ticket, is it safe to say that you'd be double dutying for each one of those?
It's something that we're talking about. It could be a possibility. Just kind of gotta see how the schedule develops here. Definitely some details to be ironed out, but I wouldn't say that it's out of the question at all.
So now what's that do to the APC series vision that we all had like a couple months ago? Is that still in play, or does that change the situation?
It kind of, right now there's still some unknowns that we're working through. There is a couple overlaps, but we've been working with the Rhett Jones racing team and just ironing everything out, and seeing how the schedule is going to look like. Definitely still plan to make a lot of starts in a Port City Pro Late model, and try and get the job done for them as well.
Yeah, fantastic. This is huge news, really, to see you back in the Cars Tour. I've always said, since the day I watched that full deal with you in it, that series and you do fit together just like dead on. Peanut butter and jam right there. And two of my favorites. It's going to be an exciting year with you back behind the wheel of the 77 car. Bring on North Wilkesboro. Bring on all the iconic tracks, because you did some winning in that Cars Tour. And to have the same formula put back together, will it be the same crew, guys? Will it be what you stepped out of back in?
Well, it's kind of funny you mentioned that. There was some guys that had kind of been, that were involved in the 2024 season, and hadn't been doing a whole lot of racing, and we were able to kind of wind them all up that quickly, just within the couple days. So it's pretty much the same group for the most part. The car that I ran this past weekend is the same car that I won with at North Wilkesboro and Florence, and we're getting a new one built right now as well. So yeah, it's gonna be good. That's exactly it. What you mentioned there too. There's just so many great tracks, great competition. We definitely got to be on our A game. Now that I do have some experience at a lot of these tracks, I'm really excited to go back for a second time and just be able to build on that knowledge that I have now. So it's a little bit different this year for sure. We're on a new tire compared to 2024, which there's a little bit of a loop in it. There's definitely more saving. This is a tire that falls off a lot quicker, so we're gonna have to work around stuff like that. But I think that we're pretty happy to start the season off with the top 10, and kind of my first late model stock race back since 2024, and only getting a few laps prior. So we're excited for the rest of the season, and want to go chase that championship.
Well, if anybody can adapt to change, it is Treyten Lapcevich, and you just made my day, my friend. This is going to be even more exciting this year now that you're going to be back there doing that. Treyten, I got to hand the keys back to Rev TV. It's the top of the hour, and I'm done, but can't thank you enough for the time. And I know we'll be in touch with you lots throughout the course of the year. And as the picture becomes a little more clear, we'll get you back on and fill everybody in and get some more excitement going. I'm excited. We got warm temperatures coming up this weekend. And what I mean by that, it isn't going to be minus stupid all week. We're actually going to see some positive temperature. And to get this news, things are heating up.
That's right. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for having me. Apologies again for that mishap, but I appreciate you squeezing me in, and look forward to hopping on again soon.
No problem at all. That is Treyten Lapcevich. Oh, look at the news we got here tonight, everybody.